Next hand underway. Shrain Vijayaram, first to act. Hard to win pots with 3-deuce offsuit. I mean, can't really blame him for folding. If his opponent actually has it, he's in awful shape. If he's ahead, he's not ahead by much. Vijayaram here with a pair. I believe this is his first pocket pair of the match. He's going to come in for a raise. And Heath with a very reasonable king-8. He's going to defend. 500,000 chips in the pot heading to the flop. A little more than that even. An interesting flop here. Vijayaram with the best hand, but Heath with the up and down straight draw.
2 bets, 400,000.
Vijayaram bets here. Heath, of course, going to continue.
Action on 1. 1 checks. Action on 2.
Vijayaram now could make a straight with an 8 or a 4. Heath needs to catch a 5 or a 10 to make a straight. King would also make him the best hand. We know a 5 is going to be hard to come by, but that would certainly be a bit of an action card, though it would put lots of straights on board. Oh, Vijayaram fires with his 5s twice here. Must feel like he has the best hand, and he is very right about that. 80% here on the turn. And now Ben Heath doing some quick accounting. He's got about 4 million left behind. It actually would be a pretty cool spot to shove here on the turn. It would be so tough to call with 5s. And this is the first time in this heads-up match we've seen Ben really look at his opponent. Ben getting about 4-1 to call, 500,000 to win 2 million. Exactly 4-1. Ooh, and that is a check raise. And now I think Vijayaram's hand may be just barely good enough for him to call here on the turn. Turn was a 3. At least I'm pretty sure it was a 3.
1,390,000.
So it's a raise to 1.39 million. Heath check raising here on the turn. If Vijayaram didn't have the straight draws, like
1,385,90,000.
like let's say Vijayaram had ace-6 instead of 2 5s. This play is probably more likely to work. But because Vijayaram does have those straight draws, although an 8 isn't really fantastic, you know, you river an 8 and any 10 has a higher straight. But yeah, I think having that straight draw allows him to call here, and Ben's going to need some help. That is not going to do it, but that's a scary river card. Ben hasn't moved all in. If that is what he's going to do, we don't know that. That's the graphics getting a little excited. I mean, this is a scary river. Queen on the end. This would be tough to call if Ben can blast here on the river. I mean, it looks like he's considering it. He's got under a pot-sized bet left.
All in. One is all in.
Ben is all in. Vijayaram is 1 word away from winning the Aussie Millions. All he has to do is call with an underpair, basically, to win the match. Easy. I'm sure everybody in Twitch chat right now is like, oh yeah, call, easy, you win, buddy. But this is an incredibly tough call to make with an underpair. Let's see if Vijayaram can figure this out. I mean, we beat Ace-8, King-8, Jack-8, 8-4. Heart draws, I suppose.
Is it all in?
He's asking for a count, which is very reasonable. Man, this would be an epic, unreal call. If somehow Vijayaram can make this, I mean, this would just be next level, unreal. You don't want to double up a dangerous opponent. If Vijayaram was wrong, Heath would have 10 million chips. We got ourselves an even game. But we know that if he calls here, it's all over, baby. Can Vijayaram somehow figure this out? Raise preflop, call. Check, bet, call. Turn, check, bet, raise, call. River all in. Vijayaram's got to call 3.2 million to win 7.5 million. Man, I wish he had just had 2 8s here instead of 2 5s. The thing is, though, it doesn't really make a difference, right? Because Heath doesn't have ace 7. He doesn't have king 6, right? He either has 2 pair, a straight, a set, or nothing. Wow, this would be an unreal, unbelievable call if he can make it. One of the toughest spots I've ever seen, really. Heads up for 600,000, and no matter what happens, you got to give Heath credit for putting his life on the line here with king high. Correctly realizes his opponent isn't that strong. And imagine how Ben Heath is feeling right now. He's all in. His opponent is thinking about it. Heath knows if he's called, it's all over. Vijayaram hasn't released his hand yet. He's chopping out the call. That's 2.5 million. That's 3.2 million. That's the call. He's got it right there. If he pushes those chips forward, it's over. Can he somehow make this call? If he finds a call here, this would be the sickest call I think I've ever seen. $600,000. The difference between first and second place. There has been no deal. Vijayaram trying to figure this out here, but this would just be absurd. Can Vijayaram find the call here? Our satellite qualifier in for $135, playing for 600 grand. In front of one of the largest live stream audiences for poker in Twitch history. He's figured it out. He can only really beat a busted draw. Hearts are straight. And no matter whether he calls or not, Vijayaram's instincts this hand has been amazing. Props to Ben Heath's poker face. He is showing nothing. Can Vijayaram find the call here on the river for all the money? This is intense. He's replaying the hand again. He raised, got called. Check called flop. Check raise turn from Heath, and then Heath shoved the river. He calls! It's all over! Holy moly, he wins the tournament! That's it! It's over! Wow, wow, wow! All that money going to Vijayaram. That is the run it up dream right there. $135 into $1.6 million. That is unbelievable. Where else do you see stories like that come true? This is real life right now. Shireen Vijayaram just won $1.6 million with one of the sickest hero calls that I have ever seen in my life. Unbelievable. He figured it out. That is insane. Unbelievable. We have an extremely worthy champion. Wow. I have never been prouder to see run it up on a player in my life. Wow. Unbelievable.
Oh, cheers, man. That's unreal.
Joel Williams.
Cheers, thank you. Thank you.
Tosh. From the Crown staff congratulating our champion. Wow. That hand is incredible.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, did we take the lease off or we leave these off?
Look at that pile of cash. Let's hear from. Oh, payouts first. Wow, look at our payouts here. We started with 7 players. We started with 725 players. And wow, what a way to wrap up the Aussie Millions here on Twitch. I have been doing the not like this for at least 2 minutes since the call happened. What in the world? 1.6 million for the champion. Props to Ben Heath. Absolutely amazing player. Incredible bluff. Somehow got called. Wow. That is unbelievable